Hello, my name is Morgan Brockman, and this is an action research project for online synchronous engagement for the Department of Education Technologies in the American College of Education Research Methods class under the direction of Tiffany Bateman. So the purpose of this project was to research effective strategies to incorporate in the virtual classroom. The context. Engagement in synchronous learning sessions has been a continuous concern at my school. As we are entering our 5th term of virtual learning, a trend in data reveals a major correlation in student engagement and their success in an online course. I believe that we've not identified and implemented the most effective strategies for virtual learning. The goal of my action research is to compile the most effective strategies that will increase student engagement in the virtual classroom. I had 3 research questions that guided my research throughout this project. The first one was, what strategies are effective for improving engagement in synchronous learning sessions? 2, what can social media be used to increase engagement in live sessions? And 3, how can applications or software increase engagement in synchronous learning? My first literature review was from Murphy et al. From 2020, and this addresses the issue of mass transactions from face-to-face learning to completely virtual classes in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. My literature review 2 was from Hassan, Prince, and Clayton, and this research provides an introduction into the world of a virtual classroom and provides highlights for effective practices. And my third literature review from Diog et al. From 2017 provides an insight to the efficacy of social media as a tool to connect and interact within the classroom. My research methodology and design had 3 points. The first one was a quantitative data set from a teacher survey, a qualitative data set from student focus groups, and a qualitative data set from the administration interview. The teacher survey results. So it was interesting to discover that most teachers were using very similar engagement strategies that were practiced among the entire faculty, including unmuting for students to respond, text response, breakout rooms, do nows, and exit tickets. What was more interesting and had more variety of a range of responses was how often teachers were using those specific engagement strategies, whether it be every 5 minutes, every 20, every 30, and how many students were actually logged on during these synchronous sessions, which ranged from 75% of students in a class all the way to less than 25%. For the student focus group, I asked 3 questions. The first one, what is the most engaging strategy or activity we do in class? And common response I got was the check for understanding allows me to recall what we worked on in class that day. The next question asked, what was the least engaging activity in class? One student responded, I don't enjoy the do now activity because I feel like only a few of us are participating. And then finally, the third question is, what do you like to do from other classes? And one student mentioned that they notice that we do interactive games in other classes and more students participate. Finally, for my administrative interview results, this was important to recognize that this specific administrator has been observing multiple teachers throughout the year in synchronous virtual lessons. So this feedback was very, very informational and helpful for me. The first point was that initial connections made at the beginning of a class dictate student engagement in the lesson. The second one was consistent routines increase the student engagement. And finally, teachers who built stronger relationships with students by going beyond classroom content had higher student engagement. So for my future action plan, I think it is very important to address one of my first questions, which was about how social media can be used. And I think using the Do Now activity and tying in a social media platform is a great way to make stronger connections with students and engage them right off the bat. And then finally, there was a significant increase in smaller group activities, and I think that's something that needs to be continued to be implemented throughout all classes all year long. My force field analysis came up with similar results, really focusing in on do now engagement strategies, also with a highlight of SEL or social emotional learning activities involved with that, as well as doing more small group work. For my reflection of this course, I found a really interesting quote from Zora Neale Hurston, and it is, "Research is formalized curiosity. It is poking and prying with a purpose." And my main takeaways from this course was research has a purpose. There's a value in qualitative and quantitative research. It provides perspective. Researching helps us understand things in a different point of view. It allows for ongoing professional growth, and it helps us draw new conclusions and next steps that are so critical to our success. Thank you so much.